Before today's episode of the podcast, I would be remiss not to mention the passing of a legend, a pillar in our community, Alex Simo. Um, Look, I didn't know Simo personally. I never interacted with Simo. I was just a fan and a consumer of the content he created. Um, and I think for all of us who are ingrained in this Yugi tuber space, this Yu-Gi-Oh or TCG content creation space, um, you will have seen, those who did know Simo speak about him, who he was as a man, as a friend, a collaborator, and I can't attest to any of that. But what I can say is, I think uh, the things those people have said speak volumes of who he was. And so, what I'll say for myself and everyone here at TDE, um, you know, it's a loss that causes shockwaves in our community because so many people of our community are affected by it. Because even if you didn't know him personally, you had some sort of parasocial or like I say, like fan and consumer relationship um, with his channels. And yeah, I mean, personally, I every night I would for the last year or so put on Magic Player like CGB or Rarin reacts to this crazy card or whatever, um, and just fall asleep to that content. And I mean, it's been said ad nauseum, and it's been said because it's true. Uh, Simo was a genius when it came to content creation, like a true innovator. Um, Now, I think of George Lucas when I say that because, you know, famous quote George Lucas, there's only 12 stories. It's just how you tell them, which makes a difference. And I think Simo, in interviews that I had heard him do, it said, he's not reinventing the wheel. He's amassing ideas and approaches from other places and bringing them to the Yu-Gi-Oh content creation space. Um, and that's not to take anything away from his accomplishments, but I think is actually a testament to those things is that he was willing to try and daring to be different. And I think, especially in our game, we see a lot of, even net decking conceptually being borrowing ideas from other people um, and kind of a lack of innovation, whether that's in product or content creation. Um, and not to get too sidetracked, but I just really appreciate that he was daring enough to do those things. And it's been really awesome just to hear people talk about his work ethic as a man and as a content creator. Um, and just that he was so passionate about what he did. On this podcast, one of the solo episodes I did, I talked about how in preparation for the regional, the thing that was the most eye opening beyond the format and the technical aspect or the competitive aspect of playing was the community and how everyone came together to be a true representation of our local scene. And what's really cool to see is even in something so awful that's occurred is that the community comes together and the community feels the impact of one individual. And um, yeah, uh, I think we're now in a world without Alex Simo, and even if you didn't know him personally, the world feels a little less without him. Um, and I didn't know the guy, but I'll miss him. I'll miss his his crazy laugh, and I'll miss his videos, and um, yeah, I'll miss the innovation. Like so many other people, the progression series really kickstarted my reintroduction into Yu-Gi-Oh, competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, casual Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever it is. And yeah, so from all of us here at TDE, I think, first and foremost, our hearts go out to his loved ones, and, whether that be his family, friends, or his collaborators, um, our hearts are with you, and as a community, we'll never replace SEMO, and no one should intend to, because it's going to be fruitless. But I think we can all kind of take pieces of what he was able to bring to this space and carry those with us, as we play the game and appreciate the game and converse about the game, and just, even if not in this space, then in life. Um, the work ethic and the innovation, and doing it all without stomping on people, I think is one of the things I've kind of picked up on from the way other people spoke about him, people who knew him well, um, in that he was always kind of wanting to grow the community, whether that's in the space or in the playing of the game. But yeah, I'll miss Simo, and I know a lot of people who watch our content watch his content too, and our hearts and our thoughts are with you too, because again, you don't need to know Alex Simo to appreciate everything he's done for our game and our community. So yeah, uh, in our space, we joke about this a lot on the podcast, but on a very serious note, in a TCG space, um, for whatever reason, there's many to point to. You get a lot of neurodivergent people. Um, I hope that's not a shock to anyone. Um, and with that can sometimes come an aversion to the emotion, aversion to vulnerability, um, and a difficulty with interpersonal relationships. So I just encourage everyone to, look inward um, and outwardly to appreciate the moment in which we're all living, and live in the moment, and let those people who you care about know that you do care about them, because you don't know um, when you're going to lose that opportunity to do so. Um, and again, just from hearing those who were close to him speak about it, it brings a bit of comfort knowing that, he went knowing what his impact was on the people around him and those who loved him, and also on us as a community who got to appreciate and take in his content. Like I said before, our community is so much better for having had Alex Simo, spearheading a lot of innovation and content and community. Um, and it's a little lesser without him. And it sucks. So, yeah. Uh, if you're struggling, reach out to those around you, your loved ones. If you need support, find the strength within to ask for it, and know that doing so doesn't make you any lesser than, or um, there's no shame in needing help and asking for help, and the people who love you will be happy to help. So you're not alone if you're feeling, if you're grieving Simo. We grieve him as a community, and yeah. Uh, Again, from everyone here at TDE, we just want to say rest in peace to a legend, and thank you. And yeah, I don't know how to switch topics, but here's the pod, and enjoy the episode. Wagwan Generals.
What's going on?
Raaid's back in the booth. Welcome back to the TDE podcast. Yeah, man, let's just get straight into it. Let's talk about our weeks in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
It was a quiet week for me in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
I played once, and it was yesterday at Sunday Locals.
Okay.
I was also playing a new deck,
Yes.
which I think I've mentioned it on the last pod we did. I was playing Fairy Tale for a minute.
Yeah.
I actually really like that deck.
Yeah.
It's not a deck that would have spoken to me aesthetically.
Okay.
Like, I think the cards look nice.
Yeah.
And it's cute. They're like, teddy bear Disney princesses.
Yeah.
Cute, whatever. And they're storybooks. But that's usually not my MO, Like,
You're tight.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but the play style of the deck, and the thing is, I get to play Magistus cards, which are my aesthetic,
Bread and butter. Yeah.
wizards and shit. So that's cool to have a deck that you can actually play that in. That makes cohesive sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because with Draco Tail, like, I enjoyed playing that variant of the deck, but it was obviously worse.
Yeah.
Or just like different.
Yeah.
And it was more like combo slop version of the deck than the control. But this version of Fairy Tale Magistus is like low to the ground. It reminds me of playing like Voiceless Voice,
Yeah.
where like you got to be smart with your non-engine, and then your engine's also very good, but it's very balanced.
Yeah.
Like, and there's some very powerful cards in there, and Prince of Fairies, all that, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Which I should mention. So we skipped the pod last week. And last week's Mat CS, if you're watching this by now, you've seen. I won. Who did I play first round? I think I played you first round.
No, we played second round, and then you played Charles in the final. I'm pretty sure it's how.
No, I played. I think I played you, Andreas, and then Charles, because Andreas he was in the seat.
No, because I played Charles game 1 that day.
Oh, I played Andreas game 1.
Oh yeah.
That must have been it.
Yeah.
So anyways, however it went.
Yeah.
No, because Dallas played Andreas. It was you and I first round, man.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Charles must have beat you. You must have played Evan first round.
Was that the Evan day?
No, the one after.
Oh, because you won, right?
Maybe you played Stefan.
No, I didn't play either of them. I think I played Deej or Charles. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we played second round, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters.
So whatever the sequence was. But so in doing so, I'm playing my Fairy Tale deck. This is why I think it was you, because I remember making a comment to you that, like, you're like, oh, are you going to Prince of Fairies fuse my guy because you turned his name into Prince of Fairies? And I was like, no, he's not a spellcaster. It's still a dragon, so I can't. And you're like, oh, shit, that's how it works. Then I went on the next 2 games to just fucking forget that.
Yeah.
Because there's certain cards, the Weaver of the Fairy Tales turns Prince of Fairies into a spellcaster.
Yeah.
And so does Genia of the One Ring or whatever.
Yeah.
But that part of my brain turned off. And so I was just super polying with incorrect targets. And at one point I super polyed with a Teller of the Fairy Tales, which is not a valid target because it's not a light spellcaster.
Yeah.
So I was misplaying left and right, which I've since apologized for. But hey, that's the game. Sometimes illegal plays happen, and you don't catch them till after. I felt pretty bad about it.
Yeah.
And it was a shame because I felt so good about winning.
Yeah.
Because it had been a while.
Yeah.
And then when I was watching, like, editing back the footage, I was like, oh, man. Like, my game with Andreas, like, the result, like, if I had done the same things that I did then.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I went to commit the illegal action, then we were like, oh, wait, can't do that. He definitely wins the game.
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
Because he had wishes and mausoleum in hand or something.
Yeah.
And then something else. But like he and I talked about it, and it was like, okay, yeah, in that circumstance. Now it's a little like, okay, but if I had known that prior to, I wouldn't have put myself in that situation. Yeah. But whatever, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. What was that, game 3?
No, I 2-0'd him.
Oh, okay.
So that was game 1.
Okay.
But then, it could be different because he bricks with a bunch of go first cards.
Yeah.
On his thing, like he had some traps and whatever. But
yeah.
Yeah, and then I think I did the same thing against Charles. But the Charles one I felt less bad about because I literally just skipped a step. Like I needed to go Genia, turn it into a spellcaster first.
Yeah.
So it didn't make much of a difference.
Okay.
But it could have affected it. But, when I watched it back, I was like, it's probably the same thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel as bad. And so if you haven't seen Matt's Yes, either go watch the full episode or watch the final match that we clipped out. It's, Fairy Tale Magistus versus Fiendsmith Mitsu Magna Warriors.
Yeah.
So
Crazy.
I went first. Charles went full fucking 60 card pile deck combo, cracked my board, right? But couldn't kill me. I think he put me on like 500 life or something like that.
Wow.
And I draw Luna for turn, and I'm like, yo, Charles, you have to stop this or you lose. And he's like, dude, there's no way, it's fucking Luna.
Yeah.
And I summoned it, bro, and I played out of my mind. I was like, because Luna's not a hard once per turn.
Oh, okay.
It's not. It's like it's hardly even a soft once per turn. You can just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So and then you get to normal summon a bunch of times with the field spell or the equip spell.
Yeah.
So I was just going off like bouncing a bunch of his, spinning a bunch of his shit back, and yeah, it was pretty fun. But like, it was cool to see like I went full combo, he cracked my board, he goes full combo, and then on turn 3 I'm able to crack his board.
Yeah.
So it was like that was a fun back and forth. Yeah, but had he killed me or put up enough to kill me that turn, it would have been
over. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was the majority of my Fairy Tale play, right? And again, I really enjoy the deck. If it was like, if they weren't fairy tales, if they were just like any sort of fantasy warrior trope shit,
Yeah.
I would be riding with that deck. Doesn't matter what's coming out because I enjoy it so much.
Yeah.
But because it's not, because like, aesthetically, it's not like, it doesn't get me super excited to play the game. I put it down in favor of my first love, which is a really exciting thing.
Yeah.
When I first started playing this game in like 2014, the first like big pull I ever had was a Ghost Rare Stellar Knight Delteros.
Oh, okay.
And then I was like, yo, like, how much is this worth? And guys were like, oh, this much. I can't even remember. But I was like, you know what? I should build this deck. Because, like, I'm playing Dark World. It's like, I fucking suck,
Right.
So I built the deck. I played that deck for like a year. I maybe played a different deck twice, like at locals. That was my guy. I like really went hard. Was I good? No, but I played it. And it got support a few years ago. I want to say like 2018-ish.
Oh, it's a while ago still.
Yeah, a while ago. Or maybe even 2019. And I came back to the game because I was like, yo, we're back. I think at the time, like, Charles, Dallas, and Chad all individually, like, sent me the post from Konami being like, Teller Knights are back.
Okay.
And they're like, bro.
Yeah.
So then I came back at that point. At that point, you could use, there's a rank 4 whose effect is detach 7 materials from this card, skip your opponent's next turn.
Okay.
They put that on the card. And that card got banned, but not for that reason, which is just the most insane lore to me.
Yeah.
Like, you have a card that says skip your opponent, not battle phase, not main phase 1, the whole turn.
Yeah.
They don't get to play. The funny thing is, though, that variant of the deck, even if you went full combo, skip your opponent's turn, you still had a tough time putting up enough damage to kill them. So that you could go 2 turns in a row and then pass and die, which is insane.
Wow.
Especially if you're as bad as I am. But so then, yeah, Glorious Galleries comes out, which is new and exciting. And there's some, I think like Synchro Overtake is like probably the biggest card in the set, meta-wise.
Synchro Overtake?
Whatever that card's called.
Overtuning?
Overtuning. Yeah. I'm thinking of a different thing. That one's the most like relevant to like the current metagame.
Yeah.
Everything else is just kind of like neat.
Yeah.
But it's not a big set in the way that it's going to change the game much. Actually, at our locals, craziest thing. Yeah. One of the absolute characters of our locals. Literally, probably 10 minutes before this happened, the girl was giving the announcements, hey, we're holding this event on this day and blah blah blah. You got 50 minutes. You have to report blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I was chatting with the guy I was about to play, like, yo,
Yeah.
how's work, man?
Yeah.
This guy like shushes us, like loud, like even louder than the woman's talking. Like,
Yeah.
it was, and we were like, okay, man, like relax, you know, we're all gonna get to play our Sunday locals.
Yuma.
Yeah, Yuma. I 2-0 my opponent, which was cool. I was like, yo, I gotta win with this deck. I did not expect this. Let's go. But I won mostly with non-engine. I like drilled him twice and super polyed it. It was like, But anyhow, this guy pulls a Starlight Overframe Yugioh.
Yeah.
Now, which is cool. That's fun. But the the sour note of it was
He pulled it.
he pulled it, first of all, and this guy's gonna like keep it, and it's gonna
Just
sit in his Gooner
sit
binder
there.
and whatever.
God.
But $2,000 card at the moment, and the real shame about it was the boys all pitched in and bought me a box for my birthday, which is coming up.
Yeah.
And then we hear the next room go crazy, and we're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then my box was ass,
Yeah.
but it was the power of friendship. That was the real pull. So
Literally, when I
yeah.
picked up your box that day, Danny was like, "This is the major box." I think he held both boxes.
No,
And then
dude.
It was like the one that he would have given me was like the front one, but he gave me the one at the bottom. And he's like, "This is the major box."
Oh, dude, I wish you actually never told me that. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Oh man. That's
He's like, "If you
fucked
pull
up.
it, we'll split it." I was like, "Well, you gotta talk to Matt about it."
Oh, dude, I would have bought you
Motherfucker.
guys dinner, man. I would have been so sick. Like, yo, boys, we're dropping.
Yeah.
Let's go fucking eat.
Fuck.
All you can eat Korean barbecue.
Dude, what a pull too. Like
Oh.
that and like for me too, like that would have been such a crazy pull
Yeah.
in general. Cause yeah, it's like from that set, that's like the prize card really.
Yeah,
Like
no,
that's the
the
moneymaker.
cool thing is that not the last Battles of Legend, which was Monster Mayhem, but the one before, Terminal Revenge.
Yeah, that was the major one.
That was the major one,
QCR.
and it was QCR. Yeah,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool that it's like another Battles of Legend set. It's
Yeah.
it's also the chase
Yeah.
card here, but that card was $600, and then it got reprinted
Major
the first time.
The first one?
Yeah.
It hit like 1,500.
Oh, at the beginning.
Yeah, or like within the month, it
okay.
definitely jumped.
Yeah, this
Right
one
now
is
it's like 500.
Yeah, this one's fucking crazy,
Yeah,
bro. Like
yeah.
it's Starlight plus
Overframe.
It's overframe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like, and it looks good. Like
it does look good.
this batch of overframes look better than the first batch.
I think so too. Yeah.
I think just the card art specifically just look better.
Yeah, the ones they
and-
chose are just
Yeah, like
better
Impulse
suited.
looks way better than Purge.
Yeah,
Chaos Angel looks pretty good. Like, yeah, the other one I'm just not.
they're getting their footing,
Yeah,
so we'll see what happens.
the last set wasn't as great, but it's okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so that was. But hey, I still got a box for my boys,
Yeah.
and it was fun cracking packs and seeing. I pulled a couple Teller Knight cards, which was cool, like throwback ones. But yeah, I know it's interesting, like revisiting a deck. There's one card that you still play from the original variant of the deck, in the main deck, I should say. Everything else is new or like from that last wave of support, which is kind of lame.
Yeah,
Because like it's not even that I'm in love with the mechanic of like XYZ or like rank 4 toolbox or like it's like it's those three, it's like Deneb, Altair, Vega, and Anukalai, those four that were like, yo, those are my guys. So like the fact that you can only play one of them and at one is kind of like, yeah, it is my deck, but
wait, why can you only play them at one?
they're just not good.
Oh.
Like they just don't do it. They come from an era where like I could normal summon the one that searches, search another one, set 4 traps and pass, and that was like, wow, you open full. Like that's the god hand in this deck.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And then the thing was like the boss monster at that time was the one that when you summon it, it bounces every other card on the field back to the hand.
Okay.
So you would play a bunch of continuous traps, Fiendish Chain, Called by the Haunted, all those kind of, or like Crackdown, and then bounce. You would shut off their monster with like a Fiendish Chain, and then it would be useless. And then you would bounce the monster back. You'd bounce your Fiendish Chain back, and then just reset it.
Oh, okay.
So you could just, it's called like the Trevere loop,
Yeah.
where you have 2 Treveres. You do this once, you bounce the board. On the next turn, they try to come back, bounce the board again. It's just like, it was sick.
Okay. Okay.
But it was an interesting gameplay loop, but it wasn't all that compelling.
Yeah.
This end board that this deck puts up is pretty cool. The monsters look great. You know, they look like Constellar, Tellarknight monsters. I guess I should say that's another thing that happened too, is like they bridged, like Tellarknights when they came out were like think of like Nekroz and Gishki.
Okay.
Like you can tell they're from the same storyline, and one is influenced by the other, and like there's lore there.
Yeah.
But they don't interact at all. So when the second wave of support came out, like years later, 5 years later, it bridged the gap between Constellars and Tellarknights. But to do that, they had to make a bunch of new cards that listed both.
Yeah.
And those kind of took the place of like either of the old ones.
Okay.
So it was cool, but it was kind of like they changed the foundation of what it was. But I'm enjoying playing it. I went to locals. I got cooked. I won my first game 2-0. I think. And then I played against Dallas. We had a good back and forth, but he ultimately pulled it out in game 3. I think I bricked.
Yeah.
That's the other thing too. The deck plays like 2 or 3 bricks, so that's kind of heinous. But
Yeah. Okay.
then yeah, I played against Cooltoon. Had like a really good match against Cooltoon. Went into time and we rolled for it. So I was like, okay, I'll take the win, yeah. And then my next 2, I played against you in the 4th round. And it's funny, I was going to message you after, but I was like, it's actually not that big deal. But the funniest thing happened, because I realized this after, because I was playing after locals with Andre.
Yeah.
And I had Mud Dragon out at one point, and I went effect to turn it to light.
Yeah.
And then you Veilered it.
I validated on the following turn, so you couldn't use its effect.
Yeah, but
no,
you can't Veiler the Mud Dragon because you can't target it.
No, but it was till the end of the turn.
Yeah, but like, so Mud Dragon
Yeah.
starts as a water attribute, right?
Okay.
And you can't target monsters I control with the same attribute.
Oh, so you just can't target Mud Dragon.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I didn't realize this till after, and I was like, oh man,
Okay.
that's fucking
Interesting.
funny.
So you can't Veiler or Impermanent. Okay.
Yeah, and then there was a point. Remember, I bounced your Jet Dragon back to your hand.
Yeah.
And I also attacked a Tier Maiden, which was also dope.
Yeah.
But the card I was using to bounce stuff doesn't bounce stuff; it spins it, like it sends it back to deck.
Oh.
So like it would have
even better.
probably it would have made
Yeah.
a big difference. But
Okay.
at any rate, I was getting used to the cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was good for that. But it was also like a very eye-opening thing. We talked about side decking a lot and siding patterns and all that on the podcast before. But I realized, because I didn't have time, I had a late night on Saturday. I woke up, I had to go move furniture with my sibling.
Okay.
And then I came back here and had to head out like immediately.
Yeah.
So I just grabbed like my Fairy Tale side deck. It was like, fuck it.
Okay.
Like, let's ball. And so my side deck was like 9 cards. I play. I don't have anything good to side in at points. And then I'm going first. I draw like all like board breakers. I'm like,
Yeah.
go ahead, man.
Yeah.
Like, I got nothing.
Okay.
So
That's
I was
brutal.
definitely ill prepared, but no excuses, But now, since I've taken some time, just since yesterday, of like, okay, what are actually good siding patterns in this deck? It feels a lot better.
Yeah.
And the cool thing was, when I cracked the box you guys gave me, there's a new counter trap, and it's essentially like Mannadium Reframing or Dragon's Bind. If you control a monster of this specification, in this case XYZ, if your opponent activates, negate the effect, then you can detach 2 from an XYZ you control, and then non-target pop a card on field,
Right.
which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Then it has like another effect, which is mostly to do with like Utopia. So I was not even, but I was reading that as I was cracking my box between rounds. I was like, yo, this is a good side deck card. And I got the room.
Yeah.
So before my 3rd round, where I played against Cooltoon, I'm like re-sleeving these cards because they're brand new. The guy's like, yo, you're putting cards into your side deck in the middle of the tournament? And I was like, yep.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, it's all good, man. And then he evenly matched me like in game 2. And I flipped that thing, and he's like, what the fuck is this? He's like, dude, that's the card you just put in. And I'm like, yep. And he's like, wow, I shouldn't have let you. But yeah, so it was a pretty
That's so
decent
funny.
card. So
Yeah.
now I'm sideboarding it
Yeah.
as just like a Fua swap. Because like
Yeah.
if I don't end on an XYZ monster, I'm already losing. So this card like is just like it's like Dragon's Mind. It's
Yeah.
like
Just protection.
yeah, if I can't activate this card, I'm already in a tough spot. So whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. My goal right now is to just take the deck to its nth, even if that means X1 maybe,
Yeah.
X2 probably, like, or winning a Mat CS with it. If I could win a Mat CS with Teller Knights, don't talk to me.
Okay.
Nobody say nothing to me.
Yeah.
But one cool thing that we're doing, so back in those days, this is like the Duelist Alliance era. That's what people call it, or Duelist Alliance format. It was like a really. The funny thing is, it's spoken about and referred to as like one of the big like revitalations of competitive Yu-Gi-Oh. Like for whatever reason, like that set, and that's where like the have you ever heard of like the Green Duelist set phenomenon? So anytime there's a duelist in the title and the box is green, it's usually like a format changing or like game breaking set.
Interesting. Okay.
So that's why people were super concerned about Duelist Advance because
Okay.
it fit those criteria, but it was like a very underwhelming set.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it was like the first of that kind, I guess. And it was like really big for the game. Got a lot of people playing again. And people will tell you about like Shadal mirror matches and Burning Abyss and whatnot.
Okay.
And Teller Knight was like the third deck that released in that set.
Yeah.
Probably the weakest of the three, but it won Worlds. Anyway,
Okay.
the funny thing about that is people also say Pendulums ruined the game, and that's the first set that Pendulums ever got released in
Yeah.
because it's got like odd eyes on the cover.
Okay.
So it's just funny. This is the first time I'm like reflecting on it, but that set was like so important to the game, but also killed it. It's like I don't know, make up your mind.
Yeah.
But like I say,
Interesting. Yeah.
Shadal's were like probably on release. Shadal Burning Abyss were like the strongest of the two of the three decks that released, and Dallas played Shadal's, and Shadal's back in those days only had two extra deck monsters, Construct and Winda. Winda says each player can only special once. So when you're playing a XYZ deck, you just can't play the game because you summon one guy, and even if that guy specials another guy, you're done. You can't overlay.
Yeah.
So, and this is, mind you, before like Imperm. So if they make a Winda, if you don't have a way to kill the Winda on that turn, you have to set something that might do it next turn.
Yeah.
Which means you're already like in a very disadvantageous spot.
Yeah.
So I played against Dallas last night, who's built the new Shadals because they got support in this set too, which is cool. And he summons Winda, and it was like I got transported back 12 years ago. And I was like, holy fuck, I can't play around this card. I was like so excited to play the Teller Knight Shadal matchup, and then that happened, and I was like, oh yeah, this fucking sucked. I don't know why I'm like romanticizing this as like a fun matchup. It was always abysmal. But it's basically like whoever goes first, because I have a card, the lore of like the Teller Knights, like there's a card that like combats the Shadals because they're in the same lore.
Okay.
Burning Abyss is separate, TCG exclusive, but there's a card that just says like no, and then there is a Teller Knight card that's like a straight up out to Winda. It's like a 1900 body. When you summon it, its effect gives it +5, so you can attack over the Winda and then start special summoning.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna play that in a 2026 deck. So
Yeah.
it was pretty funny to just be immediately taken back and being like, yeah, this is not fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where I'm at, man.
With the old cards, because you had the one monster that like would dump to grave or whatever to copy its effect.
Banish, yeah.
Yeah. Could you not do that with the old cards, or are they just not good enough to even copy their
You
effects?
can. Oh yes, yeah. You can do that with the old cards, but then you have to play the old cards, and they're all bricks.
Oh.
Like none of them do anything on their own if you open it, and there's no one card starters. I guess what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
The new cards are like one is like a tour guide, so like or Ice Riziol essentially,
Yeah.
and then there's another one that like searches you one that'll special from hand.
Yeah.
But on their own, there's no true one card combo with the old either Constellars or Tellarknights. It
Yeah.
just doesn't exist. So it's a little frustrating that way.
Yeah.
Because like they even reprinted some of those old ones, and it's in some cases at their highest rarity ever. So like my favorite card like of all time, almost like at least top 5. It was on my birthday cake.
Yeah.
Was like a Tellarknight Altair. It got a secret rare. It looks great. I can't play it because it's like its effect is so of its time.
Yeah.
It's like on summon. It's called a Wolf Bark, like a card where you summon it and it reborns one from grave.
Yeah.
Of like the same archetype. But again, if you start with that card, there's nothing engraved to reborn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, it's got a built-in lock where if you use its effect, you can only attack with, I think it's Tellarknights or Tellarknight XYZs for the rest of the turn.
Okay.
So it's a little heinous in that regard because, like, it's a hard lock that would normally be an extender.
Yeah.
But then you can't extend into like you can't, bridge engines or anything. So my solution right now is I'm playing a bunch of the Onomat cards. So do driver and ga 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 ga, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're actually really fun. Which released in Duad and the Utopic Future Zexal guy or whatever. Card's insane because it gains 100 attack and defense for each rank in your grave or on field.
Okay.
So because you're going through and like ranking up and then detaching those, sometimes I'll drop him first turn and he's at like 85 and I'm like, oh, like what the fuck? And then if they activate an effect, you can snatch steal their monster essentially.
Okay.
And he's like, he attacks twice. So it's pretty fun because it's like I make an 85 guy that attacks twice. You better have some sort of out to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the end board's fun. Onomat stuff's fun. Loses hard to Droll and Fua, which is fine. And the board breakers that are in the format, like, so it's a very
tough.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's gonna push the envelope in terms of meta representation, but it's my deck, and I'm happy to be playing it again. How long will I? Until I win a MATCS or until I get sick of it. And one of those is probably going to happen sooner than the other. So
Yeah. And why not? Because we were talking about like other bridges. So like Raaid locks you to rank 4s.
Yeah.
But then Doomsday doesn't. So you don't have to play the whole Doomsday like what everyone's playing.
Yeah.
But you could play just Doomsday monsters specifically.
In the extra?
Yeah, and the extra. Because like you also have... But even in the main to kind of get your 4s going. Because are the 4s for Tellarknights generic or are they Tellarknight 4s?
The XYZs?
Yeah, they have to be Tellarknights?
They're both some of them are generic, yeah.
Okay, so like it could be like a mix of both because you also have the one Tellarknight where like if it's an XYZ that requires 3 monsters, it could be by itself.
Yes.
So then Graffalario is the same thing. You need 3 rank 5s though.
The one thing is you do get locked into dark and light XYZs. With new Constellar stuff.
That was why. Okay.
So, but there is a way.
They're all wind extra deck.
But yeah. The shitty thing is like everyone says like, "Yo, go Raaid."
Yeah,
and it makes sense on paper, but the level, the rank 4 lock, like say this was 12 years ago, Tellarknights, Raaid would make a lot of sense because, you're only making rank 4s in the old variants of the deck.
Yeah,
but over the years, as it's gotten those 2 waves of support, that support is there is one rank 4 that came out like 5 years ago or whatever it was, but the new XYZs that have released for it, like your boss monsters essentially are all rank 5 and 7, I believe.
Yeah.
And like you want to rank up your guys, so if you rank 4, lock yourself, your end board is just Detonator.
Yeah.
So it's like you might as well just play Raaid Onomat instead of playing Tellarknight Raaid.
Right.
Yeah, there's like you could play Tellarknight Onomat, Raaid Onomat, but you can't play Tellarknight Raaid. Like anyway, that's how I feel anyway. But yeah,
I was wondering if you like play before you lock yourself because I think it's for the rest of the turn with the Raaid stuff.
Yeah.
And it's only if you like use their effects to special summon.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to play with Doomsday and the lock was kind of weird. And it was just also kind of bricky in Doomsday, but
there could be a way, but like it would be like you're opening like ice or like I can't even remember what it's called. Thank
Node.
God. Node, where you're using the effect that sends one,
Yeah.
and then that could be something,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then adding detonator to the end board, but I don't know if it's like necessary. And then you're kind of playing bricks, and then you're playing less non-engine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, but we'll see how far this build gets me, and then if I gotta switch it up, then I will. But I will hold the Matsias trophy with a Teller Knight card in my hand. That's gonna happen.
Do you still have the Ghost Rare?
The what?
The Ghost Rare?
No, dude.
Oh, you sold it.
I think I sold it. I don't even remember if I played it, but I've since upgraded them to like alties, and the Ghost Rare would have been fucking cool to still have, to be honest. But yeah, at one point when I left the game, I sold everything. But
okay.
I have the QCRs of the ones I can have in QCR. Some of them are not playable, but for the most part, I have like the high rarity.
Yeah.
But I'm not getting the new stuff high rarity because it's like, yeah, his deck's kind of ass.
Okay.
But shout out to ST Knight on YouTube. If you're a fan of Teller Knights and you're listening to this podcast, go check out this guy's channel. This guy's like a die-hard Teller Knight player, and it's like his main focus. I'm just a guy who played this deck 12 years ago, and I'm going to play it today. But this guy's like really, most of like the eras in which I've played this deck in the last like year or so are like things I saw on his channel. I was like, oh, that's cool. Let me try that. So yeah, go check him out. There's a guy who got, this is actually really funny. There's a guy who got I think he was top 14 at a regional this past weekend. So it's like, cool. Posting like the Teller Knight Facebook group. Yeah. And then I'm not trying to throw shade on this guy, but he posts his list, and I'm like, he's playing Altair, the one I said is like my favorite.
Yeah.
And I see that, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, there's a reason to play this card again. And then I asked, like, in the comments, like, yo, like, what was the combo line that made this card worth running? He was like, oh, you detach this and do that. I'm like, you can't do that. Like you can't summon this guy off that. And he was like, oh, shit, you're right. So I was like, fuck, yeah. The dream is dead. Like, this guy got top 14, fucking cheated. Like, who am I to talk?
No one checked him.
Yeah. Yeah, no one read the fucking card. Shit happens.
Yeah, no Matsias obviously on Thursday. And then I just...
yeah, we should say that real quick. By the time people are seeing this on Wednesday, you won't have an episode of Matsias on Tuesday. Just didn't work out last week.
Yeah.
But we'll be back for next Tuesday.
This week. Yeah. And then, so I just played yesterday at locals. It was actually going good. Like, I was XO until I played Brighton, and then which was one of the last it was round 3 where I played him. So I was XO, and then I played him, and then he like just hand trapped me like just all in the good spots, so I couldn't even get like recursion. Like, he ashed the wishes, and then I went roar to summon Blue Eyes, go maiden, he went bell, and I was like, okay, yeah, like, and then he just went full cool tune because it just goes. And then both games basically very similar situations. And then I played you, and then by that point, by the end of round 4, I was already X1. So I was like, okay, cool. This could be like just another X1 day. Mm-hmm. That'd be nice. And then I go and I play Henry final round.
Yeah, Forest.
And that just sucked, like really bad. So
just draw the drool, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I needed, because all I had for hand trap. So game 1, so we like cut each other's deck. He didn't cut mine, and I didn't know that. Like, I just thought he did because whatever. And then I go to draw my first 2 cards, and it's like Wishes and Sage, and I was like, sweet, 2 starters, because like I was going second anyways, like, so, but I was like, at least I had starters, you know.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I didn't cut your deck, and I was like, oh, sure, go ahead. And then he cuts it, and then I draw True Light, and I draw Mausoleum. I was like, fuck, already 2 cards, cheeks.
Yeah.
And then I go Ash, I go Barrel, Ash again. I was like, I only have 1 starter and 1 hand trap because I can't use the second one, like the second Ash.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's playing White Forest, so I go Ash on one of the first things.
Yeah.
And then, because he took a while, like he like looked at his hand for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, you had to, like, maybe you bricked, right? And then
he's trying to find a way around Droll or Ash. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I Ash one of the first things he did, and then You just went full combo. So
Yeah.
yeah, unless it was legit a draw, there was nothing I could have done.
That was fun. My first round against him, I went first. I set up my board, took however long to do that. His first action, searches something. I droll him. He's like, let's go next.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
what
yeah.
a waste of time,
Yeah.
man. He's like, yeah, man, if you just told me I'd droll, like, we could have just went to the game. I'm like, oh, okay. I'll remember that for next time.
So that was a terrible game one. So I was just like, I didn't even play. I didn't even bother like setting the true light, whatever. I was like, there's no way I go to a next round when he's got like Sylvia, and then he's got a Dragoon coming up.
Yeah, like you could like normal the barrel, activate the Moz, send Blue Eyes, hope that you can activate True Light next turn.
Yeah, and then it's like, oh, I have a Blue Eyes on board, but he's got Sylvia to negate barrel. He's got Dragoon to pop the Mausoleum, or even the True Light to pop instead, and then it kills the Blue Eyes on board.
Yeah.
So then it's like, it doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, next, right? Before I even touch Blue Eye stuff. And then game two, I already bricked.
Yeah.
I bricked worse.
No way.
Like worse. It's the worst thing you could have ever drawn. It was the vanilla Blue Eyes.
Oh shit.
It was Mausoleum.
Yikes.
It was True Light.
Yikes.
It was Roar.
Yikes.
And it was Majesty.
Okay.
All the 1-ups.
Yeah.
Besides obviously the Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah.
Which is a 2. But
it's a normal monster.
Yeah.
So would you roar, summon, and then set Majesty and pass?
Yeah.
Or just go home?
Yeah. That's all I had to do.
Yeah.
And I set the True Light because I was like, okay, well, the best I can do is get. Cause I went Roar Special Blue Eyes, so I get 2 pops, and then I had True Light.
Oh yeah, Moz send the other one.
No, I used Roar to summon Blue Eyes.
Yeah, and then
I had the 1 in hand.
Oh right. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
from deck. Yeah.
So, and then
that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I think he had like Lightning Storm.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, call back row. Blue Eyes in defense. So I was like, sure. I was like, all right, man, just play until you can like run over Blue Eyes and do 8K. You don't have to go more than that.
Yeah.
And then he did that, and I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah,
and then I looked at my like next card, and it was like a hand trap.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, there was no chance here. But
bro, I had a similar thing in the 5th round
bad.
where I win game 1. I won game 1, and I start siding for going second. So I put in all my board breakers, like 3 Lightning Storms, and Duster.
Yeah.
And I put my cards down. I pull out the 4 cards that are coming in place of those. I put them together. I shuffle my deck, put the other cards into my deck box. I draw my hand, and I put the wrong 4 cards back in the deck.
Oh.
So I'm like looking at like called by, cross out, and fucking talents. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah.
And I like say to the guy, I'm like, I fucking put the wrong pile in my deck. He's like, do you want to? I'm like, no, it's okay.
Yeah.
And then obviously proceed to lose. But like, had I drawn any of those other cards, so like in my head, which is dumb, I'll say this off the bat, when I side and I'm thinking of what card should go where, I'm like, when I draw a card that I forgot to side out or something, I'm like, if that's the card that I meant to put there, like as if it would end up in the same spot or something, which is super copy. But if that had happened here, and I drew, Duster and Lightning Storm, I'm like, I win so hard. It's like ridiculous because you put up no negates. So I was like, damn. Yeah. Well, let's go to game 3. And then I bricked again. And it was terrible.
Yeah. I wasn't too happy about just ending the day on that because I was like, I was doing really well up until that point. And when I was like, actually, like when I think back at my matchups too, like, no offense to the guy, but it was definitely not the toughest matchup, to say the least. Well, like Teller Knights, I guess as far as duelists go, I guess it definitely wasn't like one of the better ones because game 1, it was Akash. Game 2, it was Sherwood. Game 3 was Brighton. Game 4 was you. Game 5 was him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it was like
solid. That's a solid gauntlet, though.
It's still a tough one because he's like a really good player nonetheless. But like White Forest, like if I just had any normal Blue Eyes hand, like it would have been fine. Whereas
plus,
like,
it's a matchup you're really familiar with.
And like, if I just had one thing I did is I think I drew into an imperm on the first turn when he made the Dragoon stuff. Because I go draw phase, he goes in the draw phase, and I drew an imperm. So I was like, He goes gaze, and I was like,
Yeah.
I target the D mod,
Uh,
can't make Dragoon, so it just fizzles out
why would it?
because it's not Dark Magician anymore. It's
Oh,
on the field as Dark Magician.
is it condition though, or is it an effect?
I'm not sure,
I
but it
think
would
it's a
remove that.
condition.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think he read the card too, so
Because if it's in like parentheses, it's kind of like
no, it wasn't in parentheses.
if it's like if it's worded the same way as like Fallen of Albaz,
yeah.
it's not like you can't negate.
No, it's not worded like Albaz. Like it's always like it's treated like Dark
Yes,
Magician.
yeah. No, it's if this card's on the field, its name is, or in the grave, its name is Dark Magician. Yeah, so you're right.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
so. I believe
That's
that was the
different then.
case.
Yeah.
So, and then he just kind of read the card. So,
So you're saying you did do that or you didn't?
I did. So this card's name becomes Dark Magician while on the field
okay,
or on
that's
the
an
graveyard.
effect. That's an effect.
Yeah, so I imperm it, and then it just kind of fills out that. So that's
Yeah.
why I only had to worry for the barrel. I only had to worry about the Sylvia, and then Dragoon wasn't really concerning. But I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I was like, pretty.
Yeah, you know it's
It
crazy.
was the best thing I could do in that situation because like
Yeah.
he had a full board, so it didn't matter honestly what I did, given my hand, like just the barrel. So like I wasn't the best thing I could end on there is like a seals, anyways. So like I was really just cooked. Like
Yeah.
I actually didn't have it. So and that's what sucks is like if I just had like a couple decent hand traps to begin with or just more starters, could have been a different story. But the fact that I opened all my bricks was just terrible. And then game 2 going first, not having any starters
Yeah.
also sucks because like my full board would put him off on playing very much. Like I'd just be popping his field spell, any of the continuous stuff, and like whatever omni negate whatever. So then it would have just forced to game 3, and then
Yeah.
going into game
Who
3,
knows, yeah.
it's just like I just keep the ashes, the purges, the droll, and Fua, right? So that way he either lets me draw a shit ton or I don't let him add anything. And like that's kind of the approach into that matchup. So I just kind of sucked. Like I just couldn't
Yeah.
side properly. Yeah, it was just
These things
shitty.
happen, man.
Yeah, so it's just like it was just really bad. Like it's one thing to take a brick, like a bad brick game 1, but to take it back to back turns is like just
Yeah.
really shitty.
Yeah.
Because you side forward and everything, and the fact that you just don't pull any of your sides.
I think it's indicative of a board breaker format too, where like I mean you could brick at any time, right? It's just it is what it is. But especially in Blue Eyes, because you're playing like normally like a bunch of hand traps in previous builds, and like even something like Droll in a pinch can be a starter.
Yeah.
It just sucks that like sometimes you're replacing those hand traps in your main deck build that are like kind of put you through a little bit. Because even if you like say draw Moz and like Ash Blossom,
Yeah.
in theory you could Moz target the Ash Blossom, get a Blue Eyes in rotation, and like hang on.
Yeah.
But you know when you're playing breakers, like when you brick, it feels like you brick harder than normal.
Yeah.
Because for instance, like in my 5th round yesterday, I like again my side deck was fucked. Like,
Yeah.
So I didn't really have good go first cards. So like I kept in like droplets and super polys and stuff like that because I was just like in Fairy Tale, super poly stayed in no matter what, first or second.
Yeah.
And so my side deck for that deck was built to always keep it in.
Yeah.
In this deck, since I took the same side from that deck, I didn't have a good card to pull super poly out for.
Yeah.
So I kept it in. And then my hand going first was like Ash, Droplet, Super Poly, something fucking dumb. Like Fua and something else.
Yeah.
And it was Andre was there and he like looked at my hand. He was like, "Oh, dude, that's sick." I'm like, "No, I'm going first." And he was like, "Oh yeah, you lose." And I'm like, "I know."
Yeah.
So I literally passed and then tried to hand trap the guy. It didn't work. But
Yeah, no, it just fucking sucked that to just end it off on that too. Because again, I was doing well, and like my one loss was like to Cool Tunes. And like I played Cool Tunes before that, right? So one is like I got to play. The other one just hand trapped me in all the right places, and then.
Okay, we've been playing with Cool Tunes in the format for a few weeks now.
Yeah.
We haven't been playing as much as we normally do. As things come up, and I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have talked about this. We've talked about this. It's interesting the dynamic between playing board breakers, which is like the hip thing to do right now, but also like them looking at your hand, and then stacking your deck, which is its own problem. I fucking hate it. I think it's dumb. It takes out an element of the game and it adds a new one, but the new element it adds to me is less interesting.
Yeah.
But the result I'm
Yeah.
realizing is similar. It's not the same, and I don't like it, and I don't think it's a suitable replacement, but it's similar in that if I FUA you, you don't want to give me too much advantage, so you end on a half board. Or if I hand trap the shit out of you, you make a half board and you pass. Now it's easier for me to crack. When you're playing Cool Tune and you look at my hand and you see Super Poly and you see, Fallen into Virtuous and Droplet, you go, fuck, I can't end on two synchros. And then the rest of your turn is finding an end board that's good enough, but that doesn't have two tuners or whatever. Like Super Poly bait,
Yeah.
essentially. Which is fucking lame.
That means that what the best thing that can end on is gonna Zaylin if they want to negate stuff.
So
but otherwise, like,
so this was post side, so I don't think Cool Tunes are maining this, but there's the Vanadium reframing that I mentioned earlier,
yeah,
which is the same as that XYZ card I explained, except synchro. So if your opponent activates, it's Solemn Judgment, but you have to control a synchro.
okay,
Counter trap, everything. Maybe it's like a spell negate or trap negate or whatever, but it's a negate that is searchable by making Visa Samratara,
oh yeah,
or Samsara, whatever he is.
yeah,
I think he's an 8 or a 6, whatever, synchro monster. And then it can pop itself to like make your other synchros gain 500, which is a nothing effect. But basically, you just summon him, get the trap, have Zaylin on board, pop the guy that got you the trap, and now you pass with Zaylin and an Omni negate. And it's like, okay, well, that's still pretty good.
yeah,
And I have Super Poly. Now, you can't stop the Super Poly, but the Super Poly's offline because I don't have something to...
yeah. Fuse with.
Yeah. Which is funny because I still ended up Super Polying the guy by going Onomat combo and summoning Kage to Kage, or Onomat to Kage, which was a Dark Reptile to Zaylin's Dark Dragon. So
Okay.
Mud Dragon. I was like, oh, that's dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
But,
Sometimes it's worth using your own monster for super
yeah.
poly.
In that case, it was because it was like, okay, I have a card that ends the chain, so I don't have to worry about Zaylin, and I get it off the board. Cool.
I think I did a similar thing to make a Dragoon.
Yeah.
Honestly, just because it's like,
Oh, dude. So I played against the same White Force guy you played against, and again, I beat him with non-engine because I drolled him. He passed. I won. Then the next game, I troll him again. He's able to get to like one of the Azimut, like Muricielago.
Yeah.
That's where I droll him. And then prior to that, he was able to get. He started with Gaze because he added. So it wasn't Mus. He made Demod. I Fua. He gave me a draw or two, and then basically when he basically just added Magician Souls. So I knew he had Gaze in hand.
okay.
Ended on like one, like not the Omni Negate Azamina, but a different one, and then set Gaze and passed. And I was like, I had Super Poly in hand, so I'm like, I really just have to wait for him to use Gaze. So then draw phase, he goes Gaze, target the thing. I'm like, it's good. He summons Dragoon, and now he's got a Dark Illusion with a Dark Spellcaster. So I was like, Mud Dragon? And he was like, oh man, what the fuck?
Okay, yeah.
And then I just won, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I felt kind of bad. Then I was telling Sean, like, he's like, oh, your game finished early, like, how'd it go? And I'm like, yeah, Droll, Super Poly. He's like, cool Teller Knight deck, man. Fucking sick. But, yeah. I don't know. How are you enjoying being in, like, a board breaker heavy format?
I'm not really experiencing the board breakers thing too much.
Yeah, okay.
To be fair, but I saw like more dusters than I have in like the last 6 months. To be fair,
yeah. Fair.
So for what that's worth in Blue Eyes, that's really shitty.
Yeah.
So you do have the card as a big red button, but I think you used it on me, and then I used seals to bounce it back to hand.
Yeah.
To avoid that. So like,
yeah, that was funny.
In certain circumstances, obviously it's good. Like, and you typically do end on a board that can protect you from that board wipe.
Yeah.
Like Jet. Or you have Spirit Dragon to negate its effect. But if your opponent's chained to certain things or they have priority, then it might kind of
Yeah.
fuck you over. At least with the Spirit Dragon, but it's again situational and really depends.
Well, the craziest thing is like, if you take, I mean, we've had this conversation before, but if you take the big red button off of True Light, I don't think Blue Eyes becomes like the big bad deck of the format.
No,
Maybe it gets a little annoying. Maybe they hit Sage or like Maiden to
Yeah.
2.
I'd take that.
Like maybe, and that's
Yeah.
like a big fat maybe.
Yeah,
Right. But like the fact that it does,
Yeah.
just makes it in a board breaker format. It makes
Yeah.
it so much bigger of a red button.
there's so like little like support, like protection
Yeah.
from that. So it's like you can do everything, and
Yeah.
then you still lose everything,
Yeah.
right? And like
It's so
even the
ass,
ulti, like the new Ultimate Spirit, like at the time didn't do that.
Yeah.
And like I'm pretty sure like even the additional support that's coming out doesn't like prevent that, and like
No.
it almost it still more so encourages you.
Yeah, because Maiden's such a good card, and the
Yeah.
fact that it has to search that garbage ass
Yeah,
shit
of
is
all
so
the
bad.
cards, yeah, and so it's kind of cheeks. And I mean we've discussed this a lot,
Yeah,
right?
we
Where it's like they
definitely
could have made a True Light 2 and a Mausoleum 2, because Mausoleum isn't even a Blue Eyes card. It just
Yeah.
works in it because
Yeah.
it searched off Spirit Dragon, but it's not even for Blue Eyes. Like it's not a Blue Eyes card to search off like wishes
Off
kind
any
of thing.
other thing. Yeah.
So it's just really silly, right?
It's very rigid. It's
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah,
rigid.
and
yeah.
and they definitely could have just retrained that in True Light, like they
Yeah.
did with Maiden and not, I guess
Yeah,
not
and like
Sage.
I say, like the deck gets better.
Yeah.
And maybe at the time that it came out, it would have been like, you know, a YCS competitive deck. Because it was,
Yeah.
like, people top with it.
Yeah.
A lot of regionals were won with Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
But it never became like that crazy.
No.
Especially with the other decks that were in the format.
At the
So,
at the time. Yeah.
Like, bro, the True Light into Raaid Detonator is a fucking abysmal. Because it's like, they got 4 chances to hit the big red button.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
Jet only protected so many times, man.
Yeah, okay, get rid of that first.
It was crazy. Yeah, you had
You're
to like
cheating?
and,
Okay.
and just to Detonator, you had to
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
interact with it. Like you have to like
For-
get Jet to protect you like twice.
Yeah.
So when it's on field, when it comes back,
Yeah.
and then you need like Majesty to help you protect like the
Yeah.
Detonator, but the Detonator pops itself and like
Yeah,
keeps itself on board. And it's like, okay, now you
Attaches
got the
one.
Omni
Yeah.
negate to like negate the like,
Send
4 waves
Eclipse
of it.
Twins. Yeah,
It's like,
fucked
holy
up. It's
shit.
fucked up.
It's like, oh, okay, so now and then
So yeah, dude. In another universe, they retrained those 2 cards, and it made a world of difference.
yeah.
And even then, it's like, okay, it's probably still pretty fair, you know?
And it's dumb because like I like that because we talked about how like they did that with Eternal Soul and that to like
Yeah,
make it balanced so that
yeah.
they're not broken. First of all, in its time, I don't think it would have done that
No.
because it weren't
Though Blue Eyes
searchable.
did win Worlds.
It did,
Yeah.
and
But that was
but
10
like
years ago.
even then, like you had cards like Cosmic Cyclone and back row removal, where if they, and I don't think True Light was even played back then because it just didn't.
Oh, maybe.
do what
I
it-
actually don't know.
Well, at least like when I was playing Blue Eyes, as much as I tried before the support,
Yeah.
you just didn't play it because it was like there wasn't lots to
There
search.
wasn't Maiden to search it.
Yeah,
or
and
set
like,
it,
you'd have to
rather.
set it, so it was really slow for a trap.
Yeah.
And so like at least Eternal Soul was like it gave you like you set the 2,
Yeah.
then you send them away to draw 2. That was the only purpose really. But nonetheless, like if it was meant to make the game more balanced, you also consider what the game was like even around
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I won Worlds, but like Dark Magician didn't win Worlds, and like you had cards that are like just insanely broken at the time. I think even like Light Swarm was around,
Yeah.
right? And like that was problematic.
Well, see, it's kind of like the opposite thing I was talking about with Teller Knight before, where like there's only one holdover from the original release.
Yeah.
Whereas like with Blue Eyes, they're like, how do we keep this dog shit card in
Yeah,
the deck?
yeah.
Like, okay, make a bunch of cards that mention that specific one.
Yeah.
It was like Mausoleum of White.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
Yeah. No, it's okay. Like we can make
yeah,
a new
that's
field spell.
not the fucking favorite card. Like,
Yeah.
it's not like someone's like, they're going to be upset if they can't
Yeah.
play Mazo and Blue Eyes.
Yeah.
If you made a new Blue Eyes, people be like, it's not the same. Like, if I don't play the actual Blue Eyes White Dragon, it's not the same.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like, I would play Dark Magician without Dark Magician.
Yeah.
Like, unless I actually needed it, as long as the cards kind of look like them,
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Just
it's a different, like,
train.
I don't know. It's so funny. Like, the exceptions they make, but also like, yo, thank you for keeping my favorite card in the deck. Also, why the fuck did you do that? This card sucks ass.
yeah. It's just not pleasant. Like when they did like their new Pharaoh Servant and stuff, like and the new Blue Eyes, like this should just always treated as a blue eyes white dragon, or this should always be treated like they have one like spirit blue eyes. Like, I don't know if you remember, it's like a white dragon. It's like it's always treated as a normal monster.
Oh, the Blue Eyes alternative or spirit.
Blue eyes, like yeah, it's like a main deck spirit dragon.
Yeah,
and it had a pretty cool effect. I think it pops like on some back row,
right.
and then like you can special it after like a blue eyes gets popped, or you tribute a blue eyes to special it.
That's tough.
It was something weird,
Yeah.
but it was like in what you could play blue eyes before. It was like a neat card to play. But obviously it just doesn't play. And but it's like,
Spirit
but again,
of White or something.
yeah, and there was like so many different gimmicky cards of blue eyes cards that did stuff, which now you
also
have.
ugly card. If I'm thinking of the right one.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you have like the new support, which basically retrains those like other blue eyes monsters that just aren't playable into what it is now. So like, and that's cool, I guess. But
yeah,
I don't know.
Is what it is.
We'll see. Overtuning is cool though. Like I said, like it's good and obviously a cool tune. I might mess around with it.
How's it work? You reveal one to add one or something?
No, if you already control a tuner on the field, you can special summon one from hand, deck, or grave. I think. Exactly. Yeah. So then it's like you have access to your other tuner. So if you start with Sage, you go overtuning, then you get your Kabaman. And then now you will for sure get 2 blue eyes in rotation. So like in a pure build, like it could be pretty solid.
But
if you don't open a tuner, it sucks.
For like
actually, you don't even need to open like the blue eyes stuff, because if you just brick on like hand traps, you just summon like your Ash, and then you still get
that.
Like,
actually could be pretty good if you play a couple or a few Neo Kaisers.
Yeah.
Then like there is a opportunity to make Zaylin, I think.
Okay.
With the level manipulations.
Yeah.
Which would be pretty cool.
Increase or decrease the level of monster. Zaylin's a 7?
I believe so.
7. Increase.
So if you decrease what's his name? Neo Kaiser by 1, and then
3.
normal fucking barrel, then you have a Zaylin. That might be a stretch, but even still, like
I don't know if
Neo Kaiser's pretty good, and being able to tutor him from the deck or a Kaibaman, like that might open up some new.
I just couldn't remember if Neo Kaiser was a tuner or not.
I'm pretty sure
it is. Yeah, it's a dragon tuner.
Yeah, because I think he's the one per structure deck that you're supposed to be on tagging out to make the new spirit.
Yeah.
It's like him plus a synchro plus a blue eyes makes him plus a tuner plus a blue eyes, because it needs 2 tuners.
Right, yeah.
So like to hard make it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that could be like Neo Kaiser might be back on the menu with overtuning.
So and like again with the additional blue eyes cards, like the new ones, like you could make a pretty like fun pure build.
Yeah.
So that way you don't, because it just basically pops everything, right?
Yeah.
Like the deck just pops and just powerhouse.
Yeah.
So you just you don't have the drill beam negate, but you could also just play drill beam as like a going first card, like the prime might.
Yeah, but like, would you rather have drill beam or Zaylin?
Yeah, Zaylin for sure, because you're gonna have so many effects that trigger.
Yeah,
you can almost negate your own True Light
type shit,
right?
Oh fuck, that's cool.
Right. So it's like,
fuck, that's cool.
Yeah,
dang.
So
bro.
like, it's like Zaylin would be good, because like you'd have your spirit. Or if they try to like chain block whatever, you just go like spirit to take out, and then Zaylin, and then negate. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? I'm thinking
we might be cooking.
But it is a dark dragon, so the dark that means like you risk not being able to play purge.
Yeah.
But then again, it also gives you room to make space for other cards.
Yeah.
Plus,
if it's breaker format, say now,
yeah,
then it's like, oh fuck purge, like play droplet. I don't know.
Is it like a tuner plus 1 non-tuner?
For Zaylin, no, I think it's 2 tuners. I think that's why it works in Cool Tune.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
It's 2 tuners. Oh yeah, I guess that's how they work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to figure out how to make a 7, because like even if you do the spirit tag out to something else.
Yeah.
But
someone's a light dragon from the extra.
It does, but it's like you go into like a lower level light dragon.
Yeah, like if there is say like a 3 that reborns a 4.
Yeah.
But it also
or even a 5, because you go 5 and a 1.
Yeah.
Oh no, or 5. No, you need like a 6, because a 6 and a 1 will make a 7.
1, but it'd have to be a tuner. Oh, it's not light though. I was thinking of Coral Dragon.
We'll
figure it out.
The Malong, isn't that a dragon? Like
it's a dragon, yeah.
Isn't it a light dragon?
Yeah, I don't think it's a tuner though.
Oh
Could
yeah.
be wrong. But
anyways,
yeah, even like if you say played the Harmonia, which is a tuner.
Yes.
Harmonia and over like Purge, say, but then you gotta buy Harmonia.
Yeah,
Which is crazy.
$300 playset.
Yeah, it's
Which
nuts.
I honestly, even in this format though, I would take like you could just take out the purges and put bells in.
Type
Like
shit.
I'm not maining bells right now.
Yeah.
I just put an extra like Veiler and like some other stuff.
That's the thing though. Like in this format, for me, it feels like the 1-for-1 hand traps
Yeah.
are either. You know, it's funny. What I'm about to say is like 1-for-1 hand traps don't feel that good in this format.
Yeah.
Whereas they felt pretty good in the last format.
Yeah, yeah.
Against certain decks, especially. But like Ash into Rahu was like incredible.
Yeah, yeah. Because you put them off like 2.
Exactly.
Right.
So you're spending one. It's not a 1-for-1 at that point. It's you minus 1 body, so they're not getting a fusion out. They're not getting 2 traps. So you go 1 hits 3 things, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's like if you stop 1 cool tune card, they'll just sync with it anyways.
Yeah,
But
and that's why like my biggest thing is like, so the thing with like purge, which is good, is like you have to have like a trap engrave, so then you take that body off.
Yeah.
So like you not only negate it, but now they can't synchro. And then alternatively, it's like I know people aren't too fond of ogre, but you go ogre onto the field spell
yeah,
or on the monster. So it activates, you pop it, they can't synchro. You pop the field spell, they don't get that additional normal summon.
yeah,
So that's the thing I like, that's my thought process behind using ogre. But I think Bell might just go back into the main, I think. Because it does hit like every card in that deck. And cool
yeah.
tune.
That's
But I think it's just that deck though, and that's why I don't want a main Bell. Like at least in Blue Eyes. Like that's why it's like it's a weird thing for me. But it's almost like, yeah, I don't know if it's better than using Veiler or not.
Yeah, like a Veiler makes sense when you're playing Blue Eyes because it's searchable.
So but I play like 2 when I could just cut it down.
Yeah, I don't know.
I always side out the second one anyways.
Yeah.
So whenever I try to make space.
I think like I don't know. Like I had Bell when I was playing Fairy Tale, and I had Ogre and Veiler at certain points too. And the more I played it, was just like, yo, fuck this. Just play Droplet. Like, if I go first. I don't know. It's kind of like early days of Draco Tail, where it's like they're playing a lot of hand traps.
Yeah.
So it's like to out hand trap the deck that gets to play them as engine is tough to do.
Yeah.
And that couldn't be more true with Cool Tune.
Yeah.
Because they're tuners and they're hand traps.
Yeah.
So all they have to do is get 1 body on board, and if they have 4 hand traps, and they're going full combo.
Yes. Yeah.
Plus, they still get to keep 3 of the other ones.
Yeah.
So it's tough that way, where it's like, okay, I'm just playing breakers because like, if you go first, I'll crack your board, and then you still get to hand trap me.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, and I think like break again, it just goes back to how we talked about deck building and how your deck performs. Like, yeah, Droplet you could probably play in Blue Eyes. It's a little bit tougher because like you almost have to sacrifice what you want to get rid of, because like you do need like almost every card that you're playing.
Yeah, but that's why that's why maybe the Neo Kaiser makes sense, because if you dump him, he
triggers.
does something.
Yeah, off field. Yeah, so it does. So like, and even just like a Kaiba Man too. Like having him engrave is fine because then he triggers when you summon a Blue Eyes. So it's like, the pure version might not be terrible.
Yeah, maybe that's like the Primite is like the old news now.
Yeah, because like again, there's been the plays where you summon like the crocodile and you make B2B, so you can go. So you do focus on the synchro summoning. So it's like the idea is there, and whatever. But then when I play Dark Magician, I do take the board breaker approach, because then like you Droplet, you send a monster, and you can do that with the Dark Magician deck fairly easy. And by doing so, now they can't respond with any hand traps, right? And that deck just sits on hand, like they can't respond to them with a monster effect. With Cool Tune, so you can go Droplet, negate whatever. They can't use Zaylin because you'll send whatever monster. You don't have to worry about Zaylin and negates or anything. And then they don't really have
so good right now.
Yeah, and they don't have spell and trap like negates typically. So because they're only playing monster hand traps, so it's like you're pretty much chilling. You don't have to worry about the side frames. You don't have to worry about Zaylin in that situation. And then there's a few other things too. So that's why I think like Droplet. That's why like the board breaker format is actually pretty good. And like even Dark Magician not being as good as it is actually not a terrible matchup against like Cool Tune. Like when I played Charles, so it wasn't last week when I played him first round. It was the week before, because that's when I was playing Dark Magician. However, that's still like the idea was that I just had that upper hand because you have the Super Poly to board break. You have Lava Golem to rip their board, especially with the way I play it without having to special summon. Or normal summon, sorry. And then and then the other board breakers like you can play, and then FMV is really good too.
Yeah.
So
See, that's like I've put FNV in every deck I've played since the card came out.
yeah,
Because it's fucking good.
yeah,
And just having like one Albion, one if you're like I've been playing two FMVs for whatever reason. I just feel like that number makes the most sense.
yeah,
Because it is extra deck space.
yeah,
But in theory, you can play three, and just having Albion and Ecclesia gets you three FNV pops
yeah,
if you draw the third one. Or I guess you could go Albion. Yeah, I don't like using too much room in the extra deck for it, especially because I'm not playing Branded or
yeah,
Draco Tail, so
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's not Engine at that point, but it's still such a good card.
yeah,
But Super Poly as well. But now it's at the point with Teller Knights, I'm playing Super Poly in the side and a Theseus in the side
yeah,
because I don't want it to take up space.
yeah, yeah,
And it's just like I said, like my side was like a mess, so I'm like I just left those as a holdover, and it's like okay, Theseus Super Poly into Cool Tune specifically
yeah, yeah,
is probably enough of a board breaker in that regard. But yeah, again, like the fact that they see your hand
yeah,
and know you have Super Poly,
yeah,
and the times I've played against Cool Tune, so after locals yesterday, Andre and I played a few game ones just back to back to back, and I felt pretty good with how my deck performed into Cool Tune at locals.
yeah,
I felt terrible with how my deck performed into Cool Tune against Andre.
yeah,
For whatever reason, maybe different builds, whatever. But I just kept getting fucking cooked. Like I think I won 1 of 4 or something.
yeah, yeah,
And yeah, every time just okay, chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, look at your hand, add 1, add another one,
Yeah.
and then fucking
banish
stack your
top
deck.
deck, and
It's just so
the permaband's so whack too, and
it's
then
so whack, and
yeah.
I'm too nice. I always tell people that you probably want to banish this one.
yeah,
I'm just gonna stop fucking saying shit.
yeah,
Or I lay on my hand and go, these are 2 starters and this is an extender, and now I'm just like, dude, yeah, look at it.
yeah.
I'll give you 30 seconds.
Yeah, because at least with board breakers, you just got to look at that and you're like, how do I play out of these board breakers? And
Yes.
typically you just can't. Like, it depends on the board breakers again. Like, Lava Golem, you just got to sit there and just be like, okay, well, I can't summon 2 monsters.
Yeah, exactly.
And at any point that you do, then you will get Lava Golem. Like,
Dude,
online.
plus they have that stupid fucking quick play that just lets them synchro on your turn.
KTS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, and twice per turn. Like,
Yeah.
I think Cool Tune is definitely going to get the fucking ban hammer.
Oh, it's going to get fucking hurt.
And the funny thing is, like,
If KTF needs to get smacked.
we've kind of seen this, like, we've seen this with other decks before, obviously, but like,
So,
you get 2 waves of support before a ban list.
yeah.
Whereas, like, if you look at Raaid, before its next wave of support came out, I think there was a ban list in between that.
Was it Detonator?
Yeah, that limited detonator, semi-limited, all the main deck ones,
Okay.
and then the support came out, which is like, I think probably better. Like, I don't know what's better marketing wise, because
Well, it's not better marketing, but it's better balance.
maybe, but like even still, like look at Malice for example. Like it gets hits on the ban list, but then makes when the next set comes out with support.
March Hare.
Yeah,
I
then
guess it depends on the support.
Yeah,
Because
right.
Rotary is crazy good. So if they did hit anything, knowing how good Rotary is,
yeah,
it would have made Rotary more
yeah. Like
crazy.
say they on the last ban list that just came up, if they were like to limit Q, say,
yeah.
then we probably have a little bit more balance.
Yeah, yeah.
But then maybe Rotary sells worse
yeah.
because we haven't yet seen the
height.
heights. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough to say. But yeah, I don't know. It feels like one of those formats that up until this point I haven't gotten truly invested in because this gameplay loop is way less entertaining to me.
Yeah.
Of I watch you go full combo and then I break your board. It's fun when you're playing specific decks that are like built to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Gem Knights, Tenpai, whatever. But for whatever reason, like when I draw my hand and I don't have any interactions on my opponent's turn, feels bad. And I know some people hear that and they're like revolted. Like, it's my turn. Of course that's the case.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! For so long has been like, how many hand traps did I draw?
Yeah.
How do I spend them wisely?
Yeah.
And now it's like, how many board breakers did I draw? And does this guy get to know which ones I did draw and play around it?
Yeah.
Which is the same as hand traps, because knowing whether or not I have nib, You play around nib, you dodge the nib. I don't get to use the nib. With a board breaker, you play around a board breaker. I do or do not have it, and you're fine.
Yeah.
But the fact that you get to know one way or the other what you need to play around, I think takes an element out of the game that like I find less interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the balance to me hasn't seemed like incredibly off so far.
Yeah. No.
But it is early in the format, I think.
Yeah.
But
because not many people are playing Doomsday. There's a lot of cool tunes.
yeah, no one at locals was playing Doomsday yesterday.
It's too much fucking for people to understand, dude.
Yeah,
And like cool
Dan,
tunes,
like, but dude, both me and Dan sold our Doomsday decks.
and I don't blame you guys because
Yeah.
like I'm looking at mine and I'm like, just nah. I just don't even want to touch it.
Yeah, like
Knowing what the amount of work you have to like kind of go into it to make
it's
like
combo
good-
slop,
yeah.
and that's the concerning thing, right? About especially about for me about this format is that like Cool Tune has an annoying combo because the best way to combat it is by playing board breakers. So by that nature, you're watching them do a bunch of stuff. They look at your hand, they play around that stuff, and then they go, "Okay, let's see what you draw for turn." Actually, I already know what you drew for turn. I stacked your deck. It's Fua.
Yeah.
And then you're like, can I find a way to crack this board creatively?
Yeah.
Oh man. And the fact that you could be in that same position and watch a Doomsday player combo slop for like 10 minutes and be like, yeah, okay, I'll try this super poly and see how far that gets me. That to me is like kind of lame. Whereas like I actually do like the formats that are more like hand trap heavy.
Yeah.
1-for-1 hand traps are like very good.
Yeah.
And here's something that's crazy to me is when this format first began, you had Triff being like, Harmonious sucks. And then we saw the price dip and then the price go way back up again. At any time I've had to play into that card, I'm fucking pissed. Especially I'm playing a deck that exceeds summons.
Right.
So if you go pop one, bounce one, I'm like, I lost both fucking materials. So even if I have an extender, it's like,
Yeah.
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 So I don't know. That card's only ever pissed me off, but it is what it is.
It's been like hit or miss, but using it against Blue Eyes is kind of like whatever. But I always, it was a situation based because like yeah, I sure would use it against me, but I had like Jet on board, so you can only target Jet, but you just like negate it with like Spirit or Neo Blue Eyes.
Sure.
So I was like whatever, situational because like put in a different like against Dark Magician, it might just would have been annoying.
Yeah.
You bounce back something I needed or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it is like a weird format and it's not definitive. Like Cool Tunes is like a good deck, but it's not like doesn't feel like it's leaps and bounds above. And it definitely doesn't feel as oppressive as like VSK9 or like Malice or even Ryzeal. But to me it's like it's just all the hand traps that they play. Yeah. And then like how quick the decks
been
I
pretty
play
vindicating for me because like as a Draco Tail player, having to deal with fucking whiny babies. Some guys who played at the Southside locals who literally quit the fucking game because they were tired of Malulu. It's like, bro, imagine if that guy had to play into fucking Q and Rotary and be like, dick gets to play all these hand traps. I'm like, okay, really? Like, that's what we're doing?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's been vindicating for me now where we're like, I was trying to tell people, man, Draco Tail's not that bad. No. Malulu's annoying, sure. Non-target negate, that sucks.
Yeah, yeah.
But
like this is like a mechanic, like one of the tougher parts about the deck.
Yeah.
But like,
and the funny thing is like it works on the inverse of like Draco Tail sets up a very fair board.
Yeah.
And like I have to kind of guess what's in your hand because I have no idea and I have to spend these interactions wisely to do so. Whereas like Cool Tune's like, I know exactly what you got, and I'm going to find a way around it on my first go.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, I don't know. That to me is like, you guys should have been happy. You should have appreciated what you had.
Dragon Tail was a good deck. And tough to, like, interact with, but, like, it was, like, a good interaction.
Yeah.
I don't think it was, like, as busted. Like, again, I don't think it was as oppressive as the other decks were.
Yeah, I agree.
And... I guess because of like the control aspect of it.
Yes.
But then like Raaid did the same thing. You send aggregator non-target negate, right? And you consistently sent aggregator away. So and like
it's target negate though.
Oh, aggregator was a target
Pretty
negate?
sure, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
But I think it's any card.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But either way.
Regardless, yeah. So I was just like, I don't know. I don't think KTS or Cool Tune is like oppressively strong, but it is still strong. And I guess it's, again, the annoying part of the deck isn't like actually the monsters themselves per se. Yeah, like the see your hand and top deck, whatever, like that can get annoying if you brick.
Yeah,
But
especially.
but it's more so like they just already play so many hand traps. So not only do they do everything, but they have hand traps to just stop you,
Yeah.
and then they can add back those hand traps that they could just like infinite loop
Yeah,
those hand
bro.
traps. So
That's
it's like,
crazy.
I'm
Because
just glad.
KTS lets them. There's a special one. There's one, whatever card it is, special one, and then add one to hand. I think it's KTS.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, because normally they'll fucking add back their fucking synchro femina
Yeah.
and then summon one. But then like when they're adding back Ash Blossom, you're like, bro,
Like I know that's coming.
yeah,
And they already saw my hand, so it's like, oh, he's
Yeah.
gonna use his own wishes. You know what I mean? So I can only hope that I could bait with something else, and they're just
yeah.
not smart enough to use it on the wishes.
That aspect I can't
But-
be too mad at because Arthalion would bounce back hand traps for me all the time.
Yeah, it was
But-
like any card actually.
Yeah, but it didn't feel as bad.
Yeah.
It didn't, and it wasn't twice per turn. But it could be multiple, I guess. But
Yeah.
still, man, I don't know. Yeah, it is also weird, like not playing one of the like, contender decks of the format
Yeah.
because it's been a minute. Like, I played Draco Tail and Malice before that, but those decks were always kind of in the conversation. So it's weird now to take a step back and play a deck that's like very much so rogue with both Fairy Tail and Teller Knight. And
Yeah.
my interest in the game has waned as a result of that
Yeah.
because like I don't enter locals being like, yeah, I gotta go X1, I gotta go XO, I gotta win this thing. I'm like, yeah, I'll be happy if I win a single game with this dog shit deck, you know?
Yeah.
So then my expectations are lower, my interest is lower, and I'm like, the passion's just not there really as much.
Yeah.
And none of the decks that are like those big contenders really interest me all that much at the moment. So I'm just chilling, man. But like that's kind of been
Yeah.
your experience the last like
For a
years,
while.
like with Blue Eyes, right?
Yeah, because I wanted to be off Blue Eyes. Like I wanted to be on Dark Magician this year.
Yeah.
But it's been really hard to do so because the Dark is just not great.
Yeah.
And like even like I was trying to do stuff with the support. I'm just trying to put things together.
Yeah.
Without making it like sloppy,
Yeah.
just to make it work. Like White Forest, like it's White Forest and throw in the D mod, right? Like I'm
Yeah.
not trying to do that with Dark Magician.
Yeah.
I want to play it, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to make it a one card thing, and so that's just been difficult. And like the support again doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Doesn't make it a new deck. It's just the same thing because
it's terrible.
the new support is just search cards. That's all they are.
Yeah.
And it doesn't because the monster like the deck itself
Yeah.
doesn't do anything.
This is
So you just have
troll
more
bait,
search
dude.
search cards that to do nothing with. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
So you have to look at other cards that do stuff to make it like
Yeah, that's actually a very interesting point. Like, even if you factor in the new support
Yeah.
for Dark Magician that, we're getting in Magnificent Monsters and stuff, the boss monster already exists
yeah
and the way to get to it already exists.
yeah
And so, like, maybe it's easier to do so.
yes
And maybe you get to play some of those, like, classic Dark Magician spell traps.
yeah
But at the end of the day, like, the cards that you're getting, like the new DMG spell, like, the most you could do with it is summon, like, a really toxic floodgate.
yes
Like meta-wise, that's like the most you're getting out of
Yes.
it. And at that point, that's like playing Dragoon Stun.
yeah
Yeah. Which, like, that might be the way to play the deck. Like, it reminds me of Ice Barrier, where, like, they add new cards that let you special them from deck. But the best ones to summon are the ones that have, like, very toxic floodgate effects.
yeah
And that's how you win.
yeah
It was short-lived, my success with that deck. But,
But cool. So, and that's the other thing too. Like Chaos Origins coming out, so I'm hoping and I'm praying that deck actually
there's a
performs.
good, yeah.
Because then, like, I don't even need to play Dark Magician. If that deck as a pure performs well,
Yeah. We
that's
should start testing
close enough.
that ritual deck with the demod stuff.
Yeah. I need to understand how the ritual stuff works specifically,
Yeah.
and then everything comes. Because then again, there's that level 8 Dark Spellcaster that comes out, Farah,
Yeah.
and her thing is like if she's sent off a spell or trap effect, you can special her from grave.
Yeah.
And like again, ritual summoning her off, or she will meet the requirement 'cause she's a level
Yeah,
8.
she's kind of like low.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
like perfect. Or if you send her off of like Diabel or Deception even,
Yeah.
like you just special her. Now that's your sent to make DMod. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it gives you a lot,
Ooh,
so
you
it's
could
really really good.
maybe there's a Magistus angle. I don't know.
There's this spell card that I saw too today. That's why I was like looking at my phone earlier.
Which set?
I think it was this one.
The Glorious Gallery?
Yeah, it's called Surprise Fusion.
Oh yeah. Dude, yo, this is great. I have to mention this before you get to this card description. Back to back, if you look at the card list for this set, it's Penetration Fusion
Okay.
and Surprise Fusion.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the inverse of that. Like surprise penetration. Bro, what are we doing? This is crazy. But yeah,
so
crazy name.
Surprise Fusion, it's cool. I'm only looking at it from like the blue Dark Magician.
Yeah.
It's target one face-up monster you control and declare one monster type
It becomes
and one attribute. So it becomes that monster and attribute. So kind of like Theo realized in that sense.
Yes, yeah.
And then that monster becomes that type and attribute. Then you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control, including the targeted monster. You can banish this card from your graveyard, tribute one fusion monster, and if you do, special summon 2 surprise tokens. They're dark spellcasters.
Yeah.
0 attack and defense.
Oh, dude, this is a shit all card.
Yeah, because they're spellcasters.
Yeah, they're all spellcasters.
Okay.
For the most part, I think some of the newer support got Fiend or Machine or whatever.
Yeah.
But the original ones are all spellcasters, and the extra deck monsters, they're all dark in the main deck, and the extra deck, with the exception of Winda and maybe App Cologne, they're all different attributes.
Okay.
Because you have to use a Shaddoll monster plus a monster of that attribute in order to make them.
Yeah.
So now, let's say you have 2 Shaddolls on board or one in hand. You can, summon one. If it's dark, because they all are, you turn it to Earth, and then you fuse with the one in hand. Now you make Shekinah or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's decks that can play that, but that's the first one that stuck out to me.
Yeah.
What would be the Blue Eyes?
I wouldn't say Blue Eyes, but Dark Magician. But you just make it a dragon. You make an ethical dragoon without having to worry about the gaze limitation. And in addition to that, you can go, like, if you go into DMod, search gaze, then you use your DMod plus whatever monster that you would have to make an ethical dragoon.
Yes.
Then you go gaze and make Timaeus.
Timaeus.
Or even you make an ethical Timaeus.
Yeah.
Then that's like unaffected for like 2 turns, and that'll do you more than a dragoon. Or
well, it'll just stay unaffected, doesn't it?
No, it's at the end of your next turn.
It's not unaffected anymore.
It's unaffected. It's like it's not affected. Yeah, and then it becomes affected. Yeah,
Yes,
So
yes.
the unaffected by anything is like like it's a short period, so it's not like Liger where it's forever.
Yeah.
But
But
it usually by the time that would go away, it's already like vanished because of gaze.
Gaze, yeah.
But
the unaffected runs out by the time gaze activates.
Yes,
that's the problem.
Because gaze goes first, like that it has to meet that condition.
It's the other way. Gaze goes last.
Oh, it goes
and
last.
Then it becomes unaffected.
Yeah. And so at the same time that runs out, gaze also triggers.
Yeah.
So it usually doesn't matter, but nonetheless, you could do that, right?
Yeah.
You could target anyone of your spellcasters on board, turn it into a dragon, and then
What's the Master of Chaos? What's the Dark Magician plus a light and dark, or a light or dark?
Yeah, I believe something like that.
Okay, well that's another option too.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
So and to that too, it's like you don't need to change anything. You just change their attribute for the sake of it. So you could like auto fuse almost.
Yeah.
But at that point, you could also just play any fusion spell card in Dark Magician though that exists already to make them.
I do like this theme, like in different kind of inversions of the polymerization have existed throughout the whole entirety of the game. But we've gotten some cool ones. Like we got super duper polymerization, which is like target 1 and special 1 from the extra deck, and then fuse with those 2.
Yeah.
Which makes like that new Fata dragon or whatever, Fatma dragon.
Yeah. And there's like double fusion that came out like last year. So it's like you fuse and then you can fuse again.
Yeah, and then heavy poly.
Yeah.
That came out a couple years ago too.
Yeah.
So like I do like these kind of more interesting. Yeah. The thing for me about them is like they always feel like very like cube cards in a way.
Yeah.
Of like if you find a deck to play them in that there's like a sick line with it, or like there's multiple targets, it's worth playing. But it can get a little like 2 card combo-y.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's a very chaotic element type of vibe.
Yes,
It's just
yeah,
like
yeah,
and like overtuning, same idea, right?
yes,
It's almost like you're just throwing it in there to like make a push that your deck couldn't really do before, and it's
yeah,
slower in that sense because then it's like it can just very
yeah,
easily be a brick. Because like if you only have that and like one monster in hand, you're
yeah,
not really gonna force that deck that card off because you can't
yeah.
fuse with one monster
And
in
then
a
it's
deck
like,
like Dark
do you want to
Magician.
play one of those engines that can search poly?
Yeah,
And the thing I truly worry about is like, so we're getting the Arc 5 legendary decks, which has support for Lunar Light.
yeah,
So you fucking kill me. And then
yeah,
if these cards at all, because Heavy Poly had, legs as a Lunar Light card to make Liger,
yeah,
and that sucked ass.
yeah,
Not for me because I sold it to some guy who's playing it, but then I immediately regretted it when he resolved it on me.
yeah,
I was like, damn, that sucks ass.
yeah,
But yeah, if these cards are then like, oh shit, that's a Lunar Light card,
yeah,
it'd be like, oh fuck,
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
want that deck to get any better.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah,
that deck. I actually want that deck to die.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
I don't even like it where it's at now
yeah,
because the only thing that keeps my sanity at locals is not queuing up into the Lunar Light guy because I've chosen to ignore it so that I can play a normal side deck.
yes,
Otherwise, I have to play a weird side deck
yeah,
for one singular guy that only ever shows up,
yeah,
once in a while. But
yeah,
if
yeah.
I match into him and I don't have it, I lose
It just
for sure.
sucks. Yeah,
Plus, there's a breaker format, so
yeah,
like I don't have enough hand traps to stop a Lunar Light player.
yeah,
So, oh my god, it's abysmal, dude.
yeah, yeah. You know, like if that makes like a weird comeback, then I might be stepping
Uh,
away from locals for a little while
yeah.
until like it stops because that's just gonna be shitty if I'm playing against four fucking
I hope.
Light.
Oh man, like it's weird too because like obviously I want this product to sell well. I
Yeah,
want all Yu-Gi-Oh products to sell well. I just want them to be good enough to justify it. But these ones have not let us down in any way.
no,
Like the branded structure's great. The fucking uh, Mitsurugi one
yeah.
is awesome. Even the one before, like the
Charmless.
5Ds one,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
it
5D.
didn't make a huge meta impact, but it had good reprints.
Yeah, it had the Charmies, one
Yeah.
one of each.
So that was cool. But the legendary modern one, that was great.
Yeah, that
And
one's good.
and people are still playing that. Like I saw a lot of guys actually yesterday at locals who were playing either like Sky Striker or
Yep.
like Mitsu,
Yep.
or Sky Striker Mitsu, which
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
good deck.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, that's cool that this product is actually getting people back into the game and
Yes.
whatever. But so I'm hoping this does the same.
Yeah.
And what the like hitting the eras the way they are, I think is a good idea because then you're pulling in people who watch those shows or play during those formats,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and getting them like excited about the game again. But I want Luna Light to die,
Yeah.
and so I'm worried that like if this comes out and the timing of the ban list is like awkward enough
Yeah.
that like they won't want to hit Luna Light because they're still trying to sell this product,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fucking abysmal.
Yeah. So there's a couple things I'm like looking at it, like, because I agree, because if it's like, if you assume that everyone that picks it up is like good enough to play the deck, then yeah. But the deck requires so much, like lines, that like if you fuck up, then you're kind of cooked. And as long as like you come
Yeah.
across that, but again, you don't want to like bank off that. And I'm also, with that set too, is I'm also interested to see what they're gonna do to make it sellable, because although other ones had like a
Oh, yeah,
the
good
Charmy
point.
reprints, so like, are they just gonna do Charmies again, or are we gonna see like like Dominus cards in any way?
I
Like,
hope not,
what
dude.
hand trap are we
We
gonna see?
reprinted the fucking Dominus card so much, which is
But
fine.
they've only reprinted them in like higher rarities where they're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
expensive to
No,
get.
they're ultras. They were ultras in the maze.
Yeah, just in maze, I suppose. But like,
But-
are we gonna reduce them to like commons now? Which is fine. Like, I think
That's fine.
I
yeah.
think they should just be accessible, because not like every deck can just splash them in,
Yeah.
but some of the stronger decks can, and that's
Yeah.
like Mitsu
Yeah.
playing like Impulse is like wild.
yeah,
right.
like it definitely won't be Spark because that just came out.
No,
But like,
songs isn't good enough. Like, you can't do songs by itself, because like one did get already reprinted, like as of all its rarities,
it won't be a selling factor. That's for
No.
sure. But
and then Spiral was not good.
yeah,
I think it's like one
just no
the
point.
second cheapest
Yeah.
dominance.
I
you can
mean,
get.
I could see like I think the decks are like there's a synchro strategy, and there's fusion, which is the Luna Light, and then there must be
XZs.
an XC strategy. I don't recall. It must be like a Utopia thing, and then
Yeah.
like I don't know if it's RDA or something else.
Yeah.
True King or something. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I just saw like the graphic, and there's no card list right now, which is the main thing. I tried to look it up today.
Yeah.
So it's getting pretty close to it though. So like I'm assuming we're gonna get one soon. But I could imagine that like if there's a deck at all that deals with traps or historically had powerful traps, they just like here's Impulse, Purge, and Songs.
Yeah.
One copy of each kind of thing, which would be fine. But there's like I can only dream of Crown getting a reprint, but that was also so recent.
Yeah. That's gonna
but
be a while.
we should mention Crown is getting a reprint in the new like OTS pack, the replacement tournament pack or whatever, and it's got some interesting things. I don't think we've talked about this yet, but the winner of locals gets a different pack than everybody else, which contains more valuable cards.
Yeah.
Not just valuable monetarily, but like meta relevant.
Yeah.
So like if you win locals, like you get the pack that has Crown in it.
It's not guaranteed. Like it might have Crown, right?
As far as I know, that's the case.
Okay.
Which is cool. I think it's cool to give the winner something to play for besides store credit or however your store does it. I
agree. Yeah.
So like I think that's sick that they've done that.
Yeah.
But it is like kind of funny though too that like Sweet a Crown reprint, and it's like no, you gotta win.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's even harder to get than buying a box.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, there's more incentive to
that's
win.
Pretty fast. That's probably the fastest we've seen like a reprint happen.
Oh yeah.
If you want to consider it a reprint.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but it's cool too because it's like, you could play a super rogue deck and just really fine tune it, win locals, and get enough pieces to like build a really meta competitive deck, right?
Yeah.
So there's like, I don't know. I like that it's opening the game up for people who are like not as invested monetarily, where it's like, okay, I can still get access to those cards. I just have to lock the fuck in.
Yeah.
But the one aspect is like if there's one guy who wins your locals every weekend and he's just stacking up crowns, then it's like that might not feel as good. Yeah. But ours is pretty good for that.
Yeah, it changes fairly frequently. I was thinking like when you're talking about how Cool Tune looks at your hand, and I was like, you gotta play like weird floodgates, just do mind on air like you said.
Yeah.
To reveal their hands. If you see my hand, I get to see your hand.
Yeah.
So, but obviously it's not good against the deck because it just doesn't.
No, it's way funnier against VSK9. But yeah. I was watching a matchup between Cool Tune and VSK9, and I was like having a laugh because I'm like, yeah, you look at their hand, but like they were gonna show you anyways, like with all the reveals. Yeah. So like you see like Ash and like Bell and then 3 VS monsters and a Zuna or whatever. It's like we would have got there, brother. You didn't have to fucking invade my privacy.
You're gonna know.
But yeah,
that's crazy.
All right, man. Let's we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah.
Check out Matt CS this coming Tuesday. And the clip out episodes. I think Dallas and I are gonna film a one-off Shadal's versus Teller Knights throwback kind of match.
Wait, you said this Tuesday? There's no match this Tuesday.
Yeah, this comes out on Wednesday. So by the time people see this, it'll be this coming Tuesday.
Am I stupid?
Yeah, a little bit, but that's okay.
Matt's yes. We didn't have one last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
But this won't come out tonight. This comes out on Wednesday. So by the time people are watching this, they already know there's no Matt's yes.
Oh, there is no Matt's yes.
Coming Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. In like 5 days from the time you're hearing this. I'm not going to cut this.
I'm tired.
So, like, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on the format down below, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Deuces.